Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to deal with torque on a magnetic dipole. Yesterday, in the previous lecture, we discussed uh, the magnetic field on the axial line and the equatorial line of a bar magnet. And today we are going to discuss torque experienced by a bar magnet when it's placed in a uniform magnetic field. Suppose that a bar magnet having north and south pole and having magnetic strength M, that is the strength of each pole, that is north pole and south pole is small m, and the length of the magnetic dipole, that is the length between the two north pole and the south pole, two poles of the bar magnet is 2L. And let us suppose that this bar magnet is placed in a uniform magnetic field B at an angle theta, where theta is the angle between the length of the bar magnet and the direction of magnetic field B, as shown in figure. You can see it from the figure. Now we know that the force on north pole of a bar magnet F1 is given by MB. As you have learned it in electrostatics, when we placed an electric dipole in a magnetic field, it is the same case. There we had a charge Q, because electric dipole is constituted by two equal and opposite charges. So there we had a positive charge and a negative charge. And the positive charge, when it was placed in an electric field, it experienced an electric force. Similarly, instead of Q plus Q and minus Q, we have M at both the ends. That's at north pole and south pole. We have small m. So as you know that electric force Fe is equal to Q and capital E, QE. Similarly, the magnetic force F is equal to M and B, where B is the magnetic field. Here we have magnetic force and magnetic field B. So the force experienced by the north pole of a bar magnet having magnetic strength small m will be given by F1 is equal to MB. Now, as you can see from the figure, uh, since it is a north pole will be repelled by the north pole of the applied magnetic field. So the direction of F1 will be along B. Similarly, the force experienced by the south pole of the bar magnet will be, because north pole will attract south pole, it will again be F2 is equal to MB, because the magnetic strength is again small m and the magnetic field is again capital B. So F2 will be equal to MB, but its direction will be uh, opposite to B, because north pole will attract south pole. As you can see from the figure, I can show you it. Here it is a north pole of the applied magnetic field. This is the north pole of the applied magnetic field, and this will attract the south pole of the bar magnet. So F2 will be opposite to that of B, because B is from north pole to south pole. Now, as you can see from the figure, F1 and F2 are equal because they have equal magnitude. Both have the magnitude equal to MB. They are opposite in direction. F1 is directed along the direction of B and F2 is directed opposite to B. So F1 and F2 are opposite. And they act along parallel lines. As you can see, F1 and F2 act along parallel lines, and therefore they constitute a couple. And when a couple is constituted, we expect that a torque acts on a magnetic dipole, that is bar magnet, which tends to rotate the bar magnet in the clockwise direction. The magnitude of torque tau is given by, we know that you might have read it in class 11th, torque is equal to force into force R. So tau will be equal to any one of the two forces, F1 or F2. It is up to you whether you choose F1 or F2, because both have the magnitude same, that is MB. So it doesn't matter whether you use F1 or F2. So tau for force we will write F1 and the force arm. The force arm is the shortest distance between the two forces F1 and F2. As you can see it from the figure, it is Nk. It is Nk. So tau will be equal to, now the magnitude of F1 is Mb into Nk. We know that sine theta will be equal to Nk by 2L. Sine theta will be equal to 2 Nk by 2L, that is perpendicular by hypotenuse. So hypotenuse here it is 2L, and this implies Nk will be equal to 2L sine theta. This implies tau is equal to m into 2L d sine theta. We multiply small m with 2L and then d sine theta. This implies, we know that m into 2L is equal to capital M. So this will imply tau is equal to m b sine theta. Where m is into 2L is equal to m capital M, that is magnetic moment of the dipole. Now let us see, if theta is equal to 90 degree, then tau will be equal to mb sine 90. Now if theta is equal to 90, b is equal to 1 Tesla, then tau will be equal to m into 1 into sine 90. This implies tau will be equal to capital M. Hence the magnetic dipole moment. Hence the magnetic dipole moment of a magnetic dipole, that is bar magnet, is numerically equal to the torque acting on the dipole when placed perpendicular to the direction of the uniform magnetic field of magnitude 1 Tesla. The magnetic dipole moment M is equal to the torque tau. Numerically, it is equal to torque tau when the dipole is placed at right angles to the direction of the magnetic field B, and the magnitude of the magnetic field B is 1 Tesla. So that time tau and torque tau and magnetic moment M will be equal. Now different units of torque tau are Newton meter per Tesla, or joule per Tesla, or ampere per meter square. Ampere meter square. You can yourself calculate the unit of this torque tau. Somewhere you can see it in Newton meter per Tesla, somewhere you can see it in joule per Tesla, and somewhere you can see it ampere meter square. Now current loop as a magnetic dipole and it is magnetic dipole moment. Today I have chosen just two small topics. One was torque tau and the other one is the current loop as a magnetic dipole. Now what we have to prove that current loop acts as a magnetic dipole and it will have a magnetic dipole moment M. Now let us consider a plane loop of wire carrying current I. As you can see in the figure, we have a current loop and current I is flowing through it. The current I is anti-clockwise, as you can see from the arrows. Arrows indicate the direction of the current. So the arrows are anti-parallel. But when we look at the from the upper face of the coil, and if we again look from the lower face of the coil, you will see that the current will be clockwise. You can just take a coin in your hand, and if the direction of current from one face is anti-clockwise, then if you see the same current from the other face, or if you ask the other person to tell you the direction of the current, he will tell you that it is clockwise. If the face of the coin uh, towards you is current in that face is anti-clockwise, then the face which points towards the other person, the current will be clockwise. You can do it yourself. So when we look at this current loop from the upper face, we see that the current is anti-clockwise, and T. Remember that thing. N T. N indicates north pole. So the upper face, since the current is anti-clockwise, so the upper face of the coil will act as a north pole, and the lower face will act as a south pole. Remember this thing. If you are asked to determine the north pole and south pole of a coil, what you have to see, you have just to see the direction of the current. If the current is N T clockwise, N, so N stands for north pole, then the phase where the current is anti-clockwise will be north pole, and the other phase automatically will be south pole. So as in this case, in the figure which I have put here, the current in the upper phase will be anti-clockwise. So the upper phase will act as a north pole. So and the lower phase will act as a south pole. So thus the current carrying loop of wire behaves as a system of two equal and opposite poles, north pole upper phase the north pole and lower phase the south pole. Hence when anything has north pole and south pole, it becomes just like a bar magnet. So it a bar magnet or a magnetic dipole, because bar magnet we also call a magnetic dipole. So this coil will behave as a magnetic dipole. The magnetic dipole moment of the current loop is directly proportional to the current I. Greater the current, greater will be the magnetic dipole moment, and smaller the current in the coil, smaller will be the magnitude of the magnetic moment. So magnetic moment M, first it is directly proportional to I, and secondly it is directly proportional to the area enclosed by the loop. That is, if the area of the loop is greater, then the magnetic dipole moment M will be greater. And if the area of the wire is smaller, then the magnetic dipole moment M will be smaller. So this implies M is directly proportional to capital A. So from these two statements, we see that M is directly proportional to IA, or M is equal to KIA. So let us denote this equation by equation first. Where K is constant of proportionality, for unit magnetic dipole moment, I is equal to 1 ampere and M is equal to IA M square, and A is equal to 1 M square. Then from equation first, I will be equal to K into 1 into 1, that is K is equal to 1. If from equation first, if M magnetic dipole moment, that is unit magnetic dipole moment, which means M is capital M is equal to 1, and if the current I is 1 ampere and the area of the wire is 1 meter square, then K will be equal to 1. So while K is constant of proportionality, so we see from equation 1 K will be equal to 1. So as you can see from here, so equation 1 becomes M is equal to IA if there is a coil of N turns, then M will be equal to NIE. Let us denote this equation by 2. If we have more than one turn coil, for example 2 turns, 3 turns, 100 turns, N turns. So if N turn coil is there, then M magnetic moment M will be equal to NIE. Now if N is equal to 1, that is one turn, I is equal to 1 ampere and A is equal to 1 meter square, that is area of the wire is 1 meter square, then M will be equal to 1 ampere meter square. Then magnetic moment M will be equal to 1 ampere meter square. Thus magnetic moment is said to be 1 ampere meter square if a current of 1 ampere is flowing through one turn of a loop of area 1 m square. Now in vector form, M will be equal to IE, and while N is unit vector in the direction of M, while N is unit vector perpendicular to the plane of the loop. So by right hand rule, remember that magnetic moment M will be directed upwards and N will be in the direction of capital M. Now tomorrow's topic we will discuss magnetic dipole moment of a revolving electron. and inshallah that we will discuss tomorrow. Thank you. See you tomorrow.